Okay, welcome to the Anything Everything podcast. I am Tarek, as always, and this is Sami. And today is a very special episode because we have a guest with us, Daria Tsinaridze.
Yes, it's me.
Yeah.
Hello,
And it's our
everyone.
first guest, so I'm really, really excited to get into
Oh, me
it.
too.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
So first, we're going to start talking about your early life and how you chose to become someone who's really into fitness. But then you got hit with some adversity in your life, which really, really affected how you were going to progress. So we're going to learn more about that. It's a really inspirational and emotional story.
Then we can sort of move on, after sort of like history and sort of your personal story. We can move on to sort of your more recent, experience working with F45 and as a personal trainer, and really just understanding working with others and your experience from people and how they start their journey around fitness. So I think it's going to be really great.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's gonna be an awesome episode. All right, let's start from the top. So I remember when we talked to you last week, you mentioned that you were really, really into fighting as a kid.
Yeah, well, not really into fighting. I was actually a professional fighter, like taekwondo fighter. It's not the same like MMA and stuff, MMA, where there are knockdowns as well, but not that often where you like smash the faces and kill the person and so on. It's very entertaining sport. Isn't it? It's entertaining as well, but in a certain way, because Olympic sports, you want, win, you want to reach the maximum of your fitness capacity and win the gold medals and stuff. So it's really competitive and it's nice to watch. Well, in my time, it was nice to watch.
So Taekwondo. So how old were you when you started?
I was 10 years old. Yeah, it's considering a bit late. So usually children start at age of 7, even 6. So when I coach children, I coach around 6, 7 years old. And that's where you can see the potential. But I was so motivated to kick people. I don't know why.
And where was this? So this was in Russia?
It was in Russia, yeah.
East Russia?
I was born, in the east part. So I started there. It's a very, very small town. And, for sure people know about that in Russia because it's like a peninsula. And then in the peninsula, there's a town. So it's like close to Asia part, China, Japan.
Yeah.
So, and when I started, it was, I think, 2001. I don't remember what was the year when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
You can see I'm
We'll
older.
let people do the math.
So, Taekwondo was included in the Olympic Games in 2000. So before that, we were practicing a lot kind of spiritual parts of the fighting, like where you have to respect each other. You never use your abilities outside. You don't fight outside. It's very bad. You respect the others. And to be honest, when I've lived in Korea for like 1 month, we were training with Korea. Yeah.
Okay, because Taekwondo is from North Korea.
It's from Korea.
Korea.
I'm not sure which part, but it's from Korea.
Okay.
I think from South Korea, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to say that.
Yeah. So when you enter even airport and you say like, they ask you what's your what are you planning to visit or what's your purpose of visiting? You're like, I play Taekwondo. It's like, oh, Taekwondo, good. So they know everyone since it's like it's their traditional kind of sport that probably 80% of population tried it or practiced it or still practicing till nowadays. So something like you always give your children to. They have full schools for that, like small cities, big cities. So you give your children to the school. They live there. It's kind of like, I don't know, camps, but it's you give it for a whole period of studying, and you take it just for summer holidays or
so
anything.
the life is designed around the activity.
Yes. So and they study, they play taekwondo and everything, like all together without stop. And then they see who progress to more advanced competition or just stay like that. Teach them kind of discipline in life. So for them, even if you are 1 month older, they will treat you like as if you're 10 years older.
Yeah.
So if you tell them, bring me shoes, they will bring you shoes. I saw it with my own eyes. And when I told them, like, I was, I think, 1 year older than the guys, and they were like, they said something. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Okay.
So when you're older, it's like they need to respect the person that is older, even if it's just a 1 month age difference.
Yeah, but someone take it really in the bad way. Like they had the trainer. I remember he just take like shoe and throw it to their athlete, and they're like, oh, and they're doing something like nothing. He was just overusing his.
So what made you want to become like a professional fighter?
I don't know. At first, I just wanted to learn how to fight, probably kind of defense myself, because I've seen a lot of movies as a child, and I was really interesting into this. And then when I felt myself really into my field, and I started to grow, and people trainers, coaches, they noticed me. This girl has a potential, so they're like, okay, maybe they talked to my parents. My parents were like completely. My mom wanted me to go out of it.
Okay.
As soon as I was, yes.
Yeah, is it like just movies, or maybe someone in the family, your father, your brother?
No.
Okay.
My parents, I don't know from where I got this, but my parents were far from sports in general, and far from even any combat sports. Completely, they're against of it. Even my mother, my father, my brother, everyone against it. And I was the only one who's like, oh, I want to fight. I want to go and fight. I want to fight people. I want to kick people. So they're like, okay, that's weird. Where it's coming from. But anyway, my mom was against it all my entire life, my sport life, because it's full contact sport. You want it or not, you will get injuries. Sometimes bad, sometimes.
I know that here the perception, at least for females who get into fighting, it's not very common, and there's like almost a taboo around. You know, oh, she's a female, but she's a fighter.
Yeah.
Did you also experience anything like that? Is it the same there, or?
No, I don't think so. But I think the time was different as well. It was not popular, so people would be like, not judging you, but they were like, oh, what's that? Like, what you're doing? Taekwondo, was that like? They don't understand this. So, and until now, some people think that, oh, what Taekwondo is like nothing, you know, it's like a dancing. Well, you can make it as a dancing, but you can be also, if you build strength and if you build good explosive strength, you can be like unstoppable. You can also send people to knockouts a lot. I've seen it before, even from ladies. But most of the time in the female part, there's less knockouts. Like maximum you get like dizzy and stuff when you kick to the head, and then you continue. Okay. Couple of times I saw the bad one when you're falling and you're like out completely.
And so that was your path. But was there something else that you tried out and maybe you thought this is not for me and that's why I want to stick with fighting?
Yes,
so
I tried mixed martial art kind of thing. So whereas you punch in the face, where you do this kind of wrestling and stuff together. It was not MMA yet. I think it was not invented yet, or maybe I didn't know about this, but it was similar to this. So you use your legs, you use your hands, you use the wrestling part where you like throw people and stuff. And this is really aggressive. I liked it at some point, but I noticed that it's just, and I used to train like in this, basement with no windows. It's just it's a very scary place, but you get like really tough about that. And then I decided that I want to bring this desire of getting into sport and fighting into something that be useful for my life. Like, because athletes, it's like their job, you do something that you love and you get paid for this, you provide, you traveling around and stuff. So I don't want to just stick to get like defensive and strong. And so I want to be like maybe famous. Let's say that big word.
Take it more serious. But I just want to focus a bit on the point that your mom didn't want this for you. What did she want? Did she have something in mind? What's traditionally what she would expect a daughter to do?
She wanted me to become kind of musician. So I used to play piano like for 1 year.
Okay.
Like
you tried that.
And
then it wasn't too physical. It wasn't physical enough.
No, actually at some point I liked it because I like music as well.
Okay.
But then it very boring. You sit in one place and then the teacher tell you have to practice at home and you have to practice with your like hands in this certain position, and then you have to cut your nails and then you have to do this, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't want that. Yeah. And even until now, if you ask me to do. Like if I'm not against yoga, but if you ask me to do yoga, I'll be like, oh my God, it's so boring. I can't anymore. I need something active where you like sweat and you jump and you run and you lift, something like this. So that's what I think what I want, some action in my life. I don't know from where. I wanted this action, and I wanted this action not only just as a benefit of me, but I mean benefit in terms of the self-defense and like being strong, feeling strong, but also make some money out of it, right? Since we had, I was growing, become a teenager, and I knew that the opportunities are there everywhere. So the more successful you become, you get more money, you get famous, you get sponsors, everything. You know how the sports nowadays work.
Was there someone like that you look up to at the time, that you saw their path, and you wanted to imitate maybe?
No, until now I don't have anyone like that. You know, when you look at someone, I want to be like. I have people who
like inspiration.
Yeah,
right?
I have people who I follow, and I really get like
motivated.
Wow.
By,
Not only motivated, but I really like their path, and I really respect them. I would say respect, and it makes me feel like I'm not the only one who feels in this way. You know, when you're struggling with something, I like when people speak about that, not just, all right, I'm strong, I don't know, nobody can defend me or something like this, and that's it. No, but you need to speak like how you get this, because a lot of people have struggled. Not only me, I'm not the only one here. A lot of people struggle, but I don't know why they shy to talk about that.
So tell us what happened. When did you stop fighting, and what happened to cause that?
Well, first of all, I stopped it only because I felt that this path is over, not because someone told me. I know that a lot of athletes, unfortunately, they stopped because of the very bad injuries. And I know I never question doctors. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not a doctor, and I listen to, but unfortunately I met a few professionals, but you cannot call them very, very much professional. Well, again, I'm not against of the doctors, but we are all human, and not everyone. Yes. So I had, I don't want to make it a big story, but I was diagnosed with lung tumor when I was 15, and in this year it was my boom. I won. I got qualified for the World Championship, Junior World Championship. It was my first big competition. I won the first place in Russia, so I went to official
You were first
Russian
place
team.
in Russia.
Yeah, so I went to official team, preparing for this competition. It's my biggest. So I was like super excited. I was so like unstoppable. You can see me. Even unfortunately, I don't have these recordings anymore. But when I look at because it was all the old cameras and stuff. Yeah, that's how old I am. So unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. But when I look at myself, I was like, oh my God, is it me? I mean, like, what's happening? In my face, I was like, I want to kill everyone. And according to the rules, I'm sure. Yes. But I mean, I want to just I don't know,
there's a fire. There's that passion driving you.
So much fire. Okay. And then, so I was...
in the same year, right? You're saying
in the same.
You got the competition at the same time you were diagnosed. So that's very conflicting emotion.
No, I mean, first, for sure, when I was diagnosed, this all like disappeared. Because, it's just like someone hits you really hard at the back and you just,
reality
down
check.
And you don't know what to do. So it was really hard time because for about 1 year we tried to find out what's going on. Is it benign, or is like when doctor cannot tell you will live or you will die, you don't know. Like and you as a teenager, 16, 17 years old, be like at first, I was very, very frustrated because I wanted to go to competition. But then when I realized that it's like, now it's a life or death, I'll be like, okay, that's part of frustration a little bit at the back. And now battling, it is life or death. So I don't know, because nobody can tell you. And I don't blame them because they same people that us. They can't, they're doctors, they studied this, but in the end, nobody can tell you 100% you live or die.
How your body's going to react.
Exactly.
And
so we were searching.
And they're going to give you a precautionary, sort of diagnosis that you have to just take it easy, take care.
My tests, to be honest, were good. They said like you doesn't look like you have big problems in the blood tests and other tests. I don't remember what exactly. I've done a lot of them. Yeah. So the only solution that we find, the surgeon, they're really good. He said like this thing doesn't belong there, shouldn't be there, because it was not. It was like on the lung, between the lung. So it's like squeezing. So sometimes I get like the only thing that was bothering me that time that I got like a kind of very fast palpitation. It's like heart palpitation. I can't even explain. Like you have to stop, and you feel like the heart going from your throat. This kind of thing. So they said it's kind of like squeeze this part, the bronchus and something like this. I don't remember what they call it. Yeah, so it's squeezing this, and that results in this. So when you get heart rate is really high, that way it happens, because there's a tumor size of egg that cannot.
That's the size of an egg.
Yeah,
Okay.
cannot. It's squeezing this part. So yeah, that will happen to me, and then.
So they had to remove it.
They had to remove it. Yeah, and after that was the hardest part of my life, because from an active person running, jumping, fighting, I couldn't even walk 100 meters.
So how old were you when they removed it? 16?
18.
18.
So
So you were diagnosed when you were 15, or
yes.
and
16 when I was 16.
when you were 16, and
it was
then
my last year of the like a teenage category.
Yeah.
Teen.
So you're gonna move into the adult.
It was like a youth. They call it teen category, then youth, and then adult. But I can participate in adult as well. Like a teen. When I'm 17, I can be in the youth and in adult.
And you were like the champion in the teen category.
In teen category, in my
so
category.
you were like ready to go.
Yes, yes. And then we were having all this medical examinations, tests, and then they found out that I had this thing. And it was very scary, because at the beginning, I didn't want to cause any problem, but they said if it's something related to TB, like tuberculosis or something, then they have to isolate all the team. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to hate me for that. So, but thank God it was not, we just tried to make it silent, because it was a big deal. Like how they started to investigate why nobody noticed before a tumor of the egg size inside the teenage body. How it developed that. So it's tried to get some investigation. It was like a big thing. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want, because I was just about.
And you weren't doing any sport. Like you stopped sport as soon as you got the diagnosis. You weren't.
Yeah. Which I think it would be a bad idea, because since I was
from a high level to just zero.
Since I was feeling okay. I mean, I was not like I slept.
Like you were fighting before, and you had it there.
Yeah.
Like it was there, and you were fighting, and you won a championship. So.
We just follow the doctor's recommendations blindly, which. Nowadays, I would never do that. But that time I didn't know, because, the doctors, you trust them.
Yeah, of course. They're the best that you have. They're the experts.
Exactly.
So what happened? So you got the surgery, and then what happened during your recovery period? What was going through your mind? What were you trying to do?
It was so hard, and I constantly heard the same, that don't go back to the professional sport. Your body is not like before.
There were doctors telling you this?
Yes, doctor was telling me this. There was some issue with the heart after the surgery, something, I don't remember exactly what it is, but they said that it's not as strong as before, and obviously the lungs, because they had to remove like a little part of it, just to not allow this infection to spread or whatever, like what the cancer do, but like try to remove the like roots kind of thing. So at the beginning I thought about this, because the feeling that I had, it's like you're at the top and you just fall down in the bottom, and you just feel nothing like before. You cannot walk, you cannot run, forget about it. I can't walk, because I walk 100 meters, I stop and I go, this, like as if I'm smoking for 30 years. I can't breathe that much. So, but then I don't know, something in my mind was telling me that I still can do it. I mean, I'm still young, and even though the doctor's saying and my parents were like also cautious, because you don't want anything bad to happen to your children. I absolutely know that. But I was doing it like kind of hiddenly from my parents. Like I was walking a lot, trying to expand my lungs. I was blowing the balloons, as simple as it is, balloons.
To practice your
exactly, to expand my lungs.
Exercise your breath.
So I was like, why not to try? What can happen? I mean, I already overcome this kind of things. I even don't know. When before the surgery, I was just sitting in the bed. I remember it very well in the hospital, and I was thinking, well, this is my surgery tomorrow, so I have no idea if I wake up or not.
Yeah,
you don't know, right? And you are so young person. You have so many plans for life, for my career life, and then you don't know you will wake up or not.
Yeah,
you'd be like, okay,
it's a scary thought.
It's scary. Yeah, it's very scary. it's in my mind till now. So there are a lot of things I don't remember even what happened yesterday, but this thing stays in my mind for a long time because, and it's not bad memory. It's actually, it's like experience that stays in my mind. And if anything happens bad, like depression, whatever it is, we all have these bad days. I kind of go back to this time and saying, like, see, that was the hardest time when you don't know what will happen tomorrow. You will live or not live. But that will happen today. And whatever the problem today happens, it's going to go. It will be the past. Yeah. One day it will be the past and you will not remember it again.
It's nice how, I guess with time, that memory has evolved in your mind, right? How you use it and how you tap into it.
Yeah.
But now it's your kind of rock bottom.
Yeah.
That you know that, okay, it's never going to get as bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah.
How did you overcome that huge setback? Because you were being told by everyone around you that you shouldn't go back to exercising. You were losing your breath after walking just for like a couple of minutes. How did you manage to overcome that?
I think since I was a child, I was always scared of being disabled, kind of. I don't know, like if anyone need to take care of me, like being
you want to be able to take care of yourself.
Yes, I want to be able to protect myself. I wanted to be able to lift anything from the floor, not asking like husband, brother, father, oh, can you please lift something, even my suitcase, even my like a bottle of water, the big one, when you or if someone threaten you, go to your parents and like, okay, mama, this guy. No, I go and deal with my
I can rely on myself. On myself.
So since I was a child, I wanted to be kind of independent. No, I like to be with people, with friends, but I don't want. Again, I'm not against of asking for help, but I want to be able to like physically defend myself, physically help myself, all this. So walking after this and feeling like, oh my God, if God forbid something happened now, like someone running after me with a knife, this is what, happened.
Okay.
So
my visualization that helps you.
Imagination sometimes, very bright.
Yeah.
So if someone running up to me with a knife, I won't be able to run away. And it's really bad.
Yeah.
It's really, so it's like, no, I have to do something about that. I have to because doctors, they tell me, no, your lungs can expand. You need to work on that hard. It's not going to happen like within one day or 1 month. It takes recovery, but you need to work hard on that. That's what I said to say to all people. You can change your body, you can change your mind, you can change everything just slowly. Everything takes time.
Did you have support from friends, family around that? Like not physically, but just mental support, going on walks with you, for example, just slowly. So purely, okay. Because I'm curious, you had this kind of drive and that, that push that I can improve, I can get better, but it wasn't supported or helped by external, factors.
People, I have a lot of friends, I can't say that close, but close friends, it's limited for sure. But people who can be supportive, understandable, and so on. But you never understand what person went through if you didn't feel this. So they can come to you and say, I'm very sorry for your what situation happened, or if someone lost someone, God forbid, and say, I'm very sorry for your loss, but they don't know what does it feel if they were not in this situation. In your shoes, in your shoes, exactly. So I don't need this kind of pittiness, I don't need this, because I know that they come and they tell me just to kind of support, not because they felt it and they know how it is, because they just want to, Well, I know that a lot of people need this, and even me working as a trainer, I motivate a lot of people. I know that without this, they won't be able to do it. I have some people,
but you're different.
But I'm different. I don't need this. I rather do this alone. I put my mindset in it. I don't need anyone to tell me what to do, because I know that I have to do it. And I don't need anyone to tell me, okay, this will take time, because I know it will take time.
And this kind of has been your mindset ever since you were a kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what would you recommend to people who are going through a really tough time, let's say like a health scare, and they want to kind of overcome it afterwards and get back into health and fitness and things like this? How could they keep their mindset so focused on the ultimate goal when they feel like they've just been pushed back so many years?
It happens nowadays more and more. I don't know if it's environment changes or I don't know, but a lot of people have issues with the health, with their bone joints or even internal organs, cancers, and all these things. It's very, very difficult. But what stop you from doing something is the fear, is depression. If it's
The fear of what?
Fear of what can it cause. Maybe people think like, oh, I have already this problem with the health. If I do something, if I do physical, maybe it's gonna be even worse. Maybe I can trigger even more pain or more.
Yeah.
And I know I've been there. Yeah, some of the injuries when you start, it gets sometimes very painful. Like especially if you like lungs, talking about lungs. I had so much pain in the breathing. Like I could not breathe properly. I had to stop, take few breaths, and it's really, really painful. But without it, you won't be able to improve it, or let's say rehabilitate from it. Again, not 100%, but as close to the 100 as possible. So this fear or the kind of the pity, when you're pitying yourself, like I've been through so much, I don't deserve this.
Pitying
It's better,
yourself.
it's better for me to just sit down. No need to struggle. I mean, I struggled a lot, but then look at yourself from other side. Yeah, you want to have this for the rest of your life. You want to struggle. The pain will be always there, but you can make it. You can make this pain. You can make this.
Yeah, we should pause till the alarm goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make this, you can make a little more effort with pain and then live pain-free life, or you can just complain, pity yourself, and live with pain to the rest of your life. Again, we never know how much time we have in this life. And just to see it and wait for a miracle, you can't do this. You need to take chances. Like every time I've taken chances, it just brought me only success. I never failed.
Yeah, you flipped your mindset.
I failed for sure a lot, but I mean,
you can't
I stood
succeed
up
without taking that chance.
Yes, I stood up and I continue. I probably failed again. I stood up, I continued. Like in the sport, it's kind of like health failed, but I failed. I recovered. I went back and I failed again because I injured my knee during the fight. So it was another one again. Oh my God. So I had to get surgery done, recovery, but I returned again. I was like, why not? And maybe I didn't reach this level of Olympic and stuff, but I was really satisfied that I quit the sport on my terms.
Yeah. It's a very inspiring story because the obstacles that you've had to overcome were huge.
Yeah.
And you managed to get where you are now, where you're healthier than most people.
Yeah.
You're a fitness expert. You're a trainer. You help people overcome their whatever is blocking them in their fitness goals. Yeah. So yeah, honestly,
I think it's again, when you get very bad injuries, and I know about knees very well, and in certain sport like football or taekwondo, you overuse your knees, but a lot of people, they also forget about how to complement your body with other things, doing pre-rehabilitating exercises that will prevent these injuries. So most of the injuries happen because they so focus on performance. That will happen to me. Unfortunately, there was no kind of good professionals with me or mentors who will lead me to this path to avoid injuries. I know that some of them you cannot avoid. It happens, and then you start to rehabilitate and so on and so on.
But how can you minimize the possibility of an injury happening? So what do you do?
If you have specific kind of sport, any kind of sport, swimming, basketball, football, whatever it is, contact, non-contact, like any sport that requires specific training. You don't forget about general training. You don't forget that you have a joint that you're using all the time, and you are abusing them, especially in certain sports like tennis, basketball. You use a lot. You overuse your shoulder a lot. So do you give your shoulder a proper pre-rehabilitated training? I don't think so. None of them. Even now, I have a couple I train, and they have a son who playing basketball. And I ask him, because I also do like some boxing session with him. He really likes it. And I ask him, do you have any accessory training? Like, does your coach show you any accessory training or mobility training? After, like, said no. So I
Purely
think
tactical,
this
you
is,
mean?
yeah, this is the big gap because
So basically, all they're doing is they're training boxing, but they're not
No,
training.
this is the basketball. We do just boxing.
Sorry, basketball.
Yeah.
But they're not doing any training for their joints that they're overusing during.
Yeah, accessory
Which is a risk factor for injuries because you need to kind of train your shoulders.
Exactly.
Right.
You need to take care because this is the joint. Well, when you look at the shoulder with all this pumping muscle, this is just the deltoids and stuff. They do nothing. But if you look at the rotator cuff muscle, that's the one that get injured.
Yeah.
Anterior, posterior. You can have either both or a single side, and then it can lead to any microtraumas, impingements, and so on, and then you'll have pain to the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's a very complicated joint. So what you're saying essentially is a small effort on before contact, before you're engaging and developing, can help you later on, just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always tell this like children who I work with, explain the situation that it's really important. And if I see in the boy eyes that he's really into this sport and he's really keen to continue to maybe grow
Passionate.
Professionally. Yeah. Usually children, when I see this sparkle in their eyes, they listen. They listen because I was listening.
They want to be the best.
Yeah, and they dream, right? That's the beauty of being a child, is that I can do this. I can make it.
Yeah, and I was listening every time my coach. But that's the thing, because my coach didn't tell me this.
Yeah, your coach didn't direct you properly.
Exactly. And I would listen. I would do this because I spent hours of rehabilitating from the lungs surgery, from the knee surgery. So I spent a lot of time and effort, and it was boring. But because I have my goal, so I'm moving towards the goal, and I don't mind to spend this time. So when I see children in this, I train children as well. When I see spark in their eyes, I'm ready to get to share my knowledge with them 100%. But not all kids like that. I understand that some like this person didn't. So that's why for parents it's good to explore this area, to give children to different maybe activities, and then they find.
Is good.
Yeah,
and I think you touched on this in a way that. For children especially, you have to work on the mindset. That they can develop a mindset that
100%.
can stay with them as they grow up.
Yes.
Because as an adult, again, you'd assume that when you come to train, it's easier to change your mindset when you're older.
You can force yourself to do something. Like if I don't like
we say that, but there are people that find it really hard to.
From the point of view that you're more mature, right? When you're a child, you kind of want to get your way. So you have to give them like a bit of reward and a bit of hard stuff.
You
so
can't
that
force.
They can build.
You can. I mean, forcement is in the end is gonna fail.
Yeah, because they need to really like it. It has to be fun in a way.
They need to understand why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And even if it's something that benefit their body or they have any injuries or any health issues, you need to understand. You need to explain them why they should do this. Like they love
the why.
Yeah,
definitely.
Not just like you should not do this. Okay, why?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, that's why I did so bad at school. By the way, they never tell me why.
That's
they just tell
why.
me. Yeah, they tell me you have to do this.
Well,
I'm like, no, I don't want to do this.
This subject is a little bit different.
I
would question lots of things.
I don't know why, but yeah, it's the same with sports. And actually, with sports, I was terrible when I was in school at sports because no one would tell me why I had to do sports. Like I had no idea. They're like, whatever. It's PE. It used to be called.
Yeah.
I used to hate it. I used to ditch PE classes. I never used to go, and because no one told me why I have to do it. So yeah, it's. I think for kids, if you kind of explain the real reason behind something, then they will be. Convinced, and they could end up participating and stuff.
Yeah,
and some are going to be more talented and more passionate than others.
And they can find their path. Maybe it's swimming, maybe it's basketball, maybe it's boxing, maybe whatever it is. It might be just staying in the kind of hobby style that you do it once in a while, or you just.
Yeah, let's just wait for the alarm. There we go.
Okay.
It's been going off today.
Yeah, but just to explain them why it is important, what sport can do in your daily life, because when they're children, they don't understand. They don't have pain what we have. So what adult?
Right. It's
adult like 80% of people that comes to me, they have something in their body. They have shoulder pain, lower backs, like. Most
adults,
adults,
because adults are going to be very different from children, even their motivation and stuff. Because
but
you
they
build,
come.
Yeah, of course,
it's active.
They come because it's like they're on the edge.
They reach the point where they know they have to make a change, or things are going to get really bad.
So they kind of force themselves to do that. I have some people who know that they're not really into fitness, but they know that this is the only last solution. Otherwise, they can have a lot of problems, like when the muscles are really not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so this is their last solution to do that. Otherwise, they're gonna have a problem. Children, they don't have it. Yeah, they're children.
Yeah,
But-
their body changes, their body grows.
that's what we grow up. We don't realize that, and then by the certain age, we're like, oh, I'm collapsing. Why this happened?
So how can adults who are not yet at that stage where they're on the edge, where their health is deteriorating, how can you, like, what advice can you give them to motivate themselves to start becoming healthy, start exercising, to make sure they take care of themselves and not reach a stage where they're a bit too young, but they're already encountering a lot of problems? What would you tell them?
I think the best way to find a goal in your life, let's say, as simple as it is, I want to do like proper 5 push-ups, or I want to do 1 pull-up, or I want to have a hike for 5 kilometers without dying in the middle of it and, you know, cannot move anymore. Or if it's, it depends on the age, of course, if you have children and if you have even grandchildren, who knows, it's never too late to start. The earlier the better, but it's never too late to start. So
and
think
start
about
small.
exactly
Is what I understood from you is like 1 push-up, you know, start small
Yes,
because
small,
it's easy
small.
to do.
Yeah.
And it's
But if
can't-
you have
won't
a
skip
goal in
it.
your mind, it's easier to move toward the goal. Like for ladies, because since I'm a woman, I work a lot with women, and I know that all of them, they have families, and a lot of people, they have problem. But ladies in their later ages, they have knees, lower back, and they cannot move for a long time.
Yeah.
So for them to have this in their mind, and actually this helps them to feel like, oh, I want to be able to walk with my grandchildren for a longer distance. So this will motivate them to do something, even if they don't like fitness that much.
Yeah. So so for example, for a woman who, like, it doesn't do a lot of exercise, why do you think she needs to be able to, like, do 1 push-up and then 2 and then 5? What's the reason? Why would she want to even set that goal?
Well, first of all, I believe it is mandatory for women to do to have strength to pull your own body or to push from the floor your own body. First of all, this is the strength of the muscles will control all the hormonal changes. The strength of the muscle.
Will
as simple as
it
is.
will?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
It can dramatically postpone the menopause and all this thing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, if your muscles are strong. Yeah. It's not only me saying it's scientists.
No, I know.
proved,
I
yeah.
believe you.
Yeah,
But
no.
I haven't heard that. I haven't. Yeah.
So secondly, you're talking about the joints, especially the small, like wrist, shoulders not very small, but wrist, ankles, all this is very, I'll say, like fragile. And you know the proprioceptors, the one that coordinates you in the, like, you use coordination, balance. Imagine you don't use them in your life, and then at certain point you just notice that you walk.
It's the building alarm.
I know.
Start
awkward.
moving with the sound.
Yeah, that's what I
balance.
faced myself with. Not me as a person, but people share with me that they start to, for example, walk, and they're losing balance or losing coordination. It can easily fall down. There's the proprioceptors not working, for example, of the small joints. I mean, not working on the hands, but if they want to pull something, they start to have very, very weak grip. So that's the thing, yeah. Then the joints itself, the lower back, the hip joints start to be very weak. So after sitting, even 1 hour, 2 hours, you just cannot move, you know, like you get stuck. You get pain.
So all of that is from not working the muscle
from
and making
not
it stronger.
able to do a proper push-up, proper pull-up, and proper even squat. I can tell you that many women don't know how to do a proper squat. A proper squat. Squat is easier than the push-up because this is lower body, and lower body is stronger than upper body. But
No, and I think we know, like, most people by now, because of the way society is built, right, that we sacrifice certain things because of just the world is crazy.
Yeah.
Our time is not entirely in our control. We sit down a lot, right? Sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
That adds to that.
Yeah.
So it's about you motivating people to take back ownership of their time and to, preempt any issues.
Yeah.
I think it's tricky, right?
Exactly. And unfortunately, people realize it when it's too late. And then what they want fast results.
Yeah.
I want, okay, my knees hurt, my lower back hurt, I need to fix it ASAP. Yeah. How? Okay, then I ask question, for how long this been hurting you? Or for how long you haven't been exercising? Or maybe 10 years. So imagine 10 years to be building this, and then now you want to fix in 2 months. It's just impossible. It's just like as simple as this. If you see advertisement, lose fat in 1 month, gain muscle in 1 month, it's just advertising.
But that's a good point around the patience, right? And we've all faced this, like we wait until something is going wrong.
Yeah.
But then you want to set the right sort of habits that, you can in a way extend your life and avoid certain, injuries and pain long term.
But that's the thing. I don't know yet how to explain this to people.
There's so many people, I'd imagine your clients, that you've worked with them for 2 months. They feel good. They go like, okay, I'm going to stop now. Have you experienced that?
No, never.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's
Never.
a testament to your sort of personality and your style. Okay, that's good.
That's the thing, because people now, I don't want to blame anyone,
Bash
but
anyone, of course.
I know life is busy. I know you have another thing. So people now getting really consistent, and even though maybe they motivated at the beginning, and then the motivation goes a little bit down.
It does dip.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then
we've seen that. Yeah, we know.
and then things happen in life. Sometimes you can't control it.
Perhaps,
Anything happened to in your, personal life. Anything happened to your work life or whatever. You get frustrated. You get busy. You get this. And I understand that, but I always say that there's a way, even if not with me, if you're not training with me, go for a simple walk.
Yeah.
Go for just ditch everything.
Move your body.
Yeah.
Do the bare minimum, right? Do the bare minimum that you can just start and something that it's hard to skip, right?
Exactly.
Because everything in life is so easy to do now. Like ordering a meal versus going for a walk.
Exactly.
So
we are not using our body. We designed to move, and we're not using our body. What we're doing, we are driving the car. We're using escalator, elevator, all this thing. We are not moving.
And our evolutionary purpose is like motion.
Exactly.
Right? We need to physical activity, motion. Our muscles are there for a reason.
That's the thing. And
humanity for a long period was mobile, right? People
exactly.
would move.
Most of humanity's history is physical activity and mobility.
And
because they didn't have all the technology that we have at the moment.
Yeah.
It's annoying. Yeah, I know.
This alarm just keeps going off.
Yeah, so we don't have, our parents, grandparents, grandparents, they didn't have this luxury life of, ordering from the phone.
Yeah.
Even the phone they didn't have. They had to go and pass any information to each other, right? Which is amazing. And also especially for, as we're talking about GCC, women.
Because of the weather as well,
Weather, but they have a lot of helpers. So they I have helpers. I can, meet with ladies.
Because even like getting up and working around the house, that's also motion. So if you have helpers, you have your phone, you have your TV, you're literally doing nothing.
Doing nothing. That's what happens. And then the obesity rate is growing. Why? Because you're not moving, you're consuming a certain amount of calories every day, and you're not spending this. It's, let's say, simple sugar. You consume sugar. Sugar is an energy not going anywhere. It stays inside. Where does it go? To fat. Then you building. Your muscle getting smaller, your fat getting bigger. And then you're building. Yeah.
So, we kind of talked about the mindset, right? And just having that desire to always perform some activity. But then now you brought the point about diet, is that they need to be bundled together, right? That you work so hard on people like building that activity, having a good habit, But then if they don't eat well, does it go to waste?
Of course. I mean, kind of.
Because you have to do it all right.
I know.
You have to put it together, and it's hard. It's not easy.
The thing is that it completely fail when I try to teach people about diet and stuff. Well, to be honest, I don't do any diet. I just focus on the good food, protein intake, complex food. I don't eat. Sometimes I do like junk food, but I don't eat all this cheap junk food. I don't, because it's it's empty. You're just getting like empty calories inside, which is giving you nothing, no benefits.
Yeah, like chips and chocolate. Yeah.
But I'd imagine, for example, let's say you have one of your clients that has worked very hard all week, and then they would sort of rationalize that, okay, I've done my exercise, I can have a cheat day, right? That's why cheat days are there.
I have one every week.
Yeah.
It's okay. Again, not a big fan of it, but it's fine to to kind of treat yourself once in a while. But I would say that you can have like if you are chocolate addicted, you cannot live without chocolate. It's okay to have one piece of chocolate, and it's more than enough. If you had enough meal, you will never ever crave for chocolate that much. That much that you need the full pack of it. One small piece of it will be enough to satisfy yourself. And that's the problem of, because they don't have enough, let's say, nutrition in their plate. All these empty calories, they don't give any nutrition in your body. Like when you have just French fries and, let's say, like fish and chips, of course, like, okay, there's a fish, but still it's all over fried and chips and everything. So it basically like you add some protein, but it's nothing compared to a complex carbs, complex fat. All this gives you fulfillment, and you will not suffer like from this cravings. Oh my God, I need something sweet. And like me, I like sweet. I do like, but when I eat proper foods, I don't have this.
I don't have sweet cravings either, but I do crave like a really nice cheeseburger every now and then. French fries. I'm a friend. I love French fries.
It's not like I don't eat French fries. I also eat, but I just prefer because I feel so much stronger when I eat. Let's say for 3 days I eat good complex food.
Yeah.
And then let's say for a whole day I eat really, really crap food. And then my performance is so bad.
That's true.
So bad.
I try to limit it personally to one cheat meal a week. So there's one meal I have which I overindulge. So it'll be like, for example, a burger with fries and then ice cream afterwards. And
why not?
It works for me.
Why not?
Or pinkberry.
It's fine. You know,
it works.
Pinkberry is nice, by the way. Yeah. The thing is that nowadays it's all about how your body looks, right? Okay, the society tells you, all right. Well, nowadays it's a bit different because all the body positive and stuff, which I will doubt a little bit.
There's a lot of body positivity stuff happening.
Yeah. So there is something called clinical obesity, and there's something called just overweighted.
Right.
But okay, let's focus on the sort of the comparative nature. Is that we see like a model or a bodybuilder, and we say, and you brought this point that we want instant results, right? How do you instill that patience in people that it takes time, because you don't see results every day, every week. It just takes time. Like anyone with like a perfect body, that he didn't, like, generally they didn't skip, he or her didn't skip any step, so they actually worked on themselves. So,
or they took steroids.
Yeah.
Let's put that aside, at least for now. That we're assuming the best of people is that person, he or she has worked on their body for a long time. Like it's not, there's no cheat code. So how do you help people understand that you have to be patient and don't compare?
Yeah,
right? It's not easy.
Yeah, the first thing that, especially, men and women, I think, is the same. Because they all look at the media and all the big muscular guys or lean girls, and they're like, oh, okay, I want to be like that. I think I was like that when I was focusing on to be skinny before. Nowadays you can't say like, oh my God, she's like perfect body. No, never. But I can say that I'm in the strongest position that I've ever been. Now, what you want is your look. Okay, you will look great, but will you be strong? Will you be pain-free? Will you have enough nutrition not to like fall asleep in the middle of the day? Because people cut so much calories, like they end up eating, even men as well, like 1,000 calories per day, and they think, oh, I'm going to lose weight. Yeah, you will lose a lot of things with it as well. And you will gain weight back when you go back to the normal. But you cannot sustain this 1,000 calories per day for the lifestyle.
So what you're saying is the images that we see in the media of like really, really slim women, for example, is not actually healthy.
No, it's not. It's not. All this catwalk women, they are not healthy at all. And like, okay, I'm sorry, bodybuilders, but I know a lot who like struggle with their health after all finish their shows and this
like the
posing.
really extreme body, like the bodybuilders, like the Mr. Olympia and those kinds of bodybuilders.
Well, again, we'll not take the steroid parts, but other things, the liver work and all these internal organs getting under so much stress that they are battling with their health for the rest of their life, taking pills for the rest of their lives, and I don't consider this healthy. You cannot look at the person and say, oh, she look good and she's healthy, or he looks good and he's healthy. Usually it's like if the person looks really, really, usually not all the time, if like really muscular and all this, veins coming out and not very healthy, not very, same for women. But what you can see as a performance, right? If the person can, like, simple run 5K.
Okay.
Can
so
anyone can everyone run 5K from the perfect body? I doubt that. But I consider healthy person if they can perform in this different aspects. Let's say
general fitness.
Yes, in general, like functional fitness.
Right.
If they can show me a good mobility. Yeah, not just big muscle, good mobility. But I see like huge muscle. Then I ask, can you do the overhead like this? Like,
and you're
stuck.
and you're not selling F45 by just saying that because you said functional.
No, but I mean, because this is close to what I'm doing. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Olympic weightlifting because it's a lot of mobility and a lot of strength. And mobility always comes with strength. I'm a big fan of mobility.
Yeah.
So when I love overhead squat with like, when you hold the bar in overhead squat.
But isn't that dangerous? Like that, you can get injured very easily doing that. Yeah.
But if you're doing proper accessory work, proper mobility work, then no. And the life taught me a lot. So I know this thing all.
Yeah.
Every time I squat with weight overhead, with heavy weight, I never had any pain after that. Never. Okay. But I do a lot of accessory work, a lot strengthening. Every single muscle you go in, like with the tricep, with the bicep, with the rotator cuff, with everything. So this takes a lot of time. So that's why I can't jump from, let's say, my rep max will be 55 kg overhead squat. I can't jump to 80 kg in 1 year.
Yeah, probably if you try, you'll get injured.
Exactly, exactly. But that's what happened in the fitness industry sometimes. And that will happen to me as well before. That taught me because I told you before that I was trying to hit like 100 kg deadlift so badly that I completely dismissed all the pain that I had. And then I injured myself. I had surgery in my lower back. It happened already in UAE.
Yeah.
So I had to step back, advise myself.
This is the lesson of patience, right? Yes. Ultimately, that you try and impart to the people you're training.
Exactly.
Do you work with couples?
Yeah.
Do you find that because they're together that they have more of joint motivation, right? Is that the man relies on his wife, the wife relies on him, right? That dynamic is good.
Yeah, and I've noticed. Yeah, and I've noticed also that their kids are motivated as well. Okay. So they can see that both parents doing sport, and even like I always encourage them to do because I train them in strongman training, like heavy lifting and stuff. So I tell them, bring your kids, let them see what you're doing, let them be motivated, and their kids growing up doing sports. Not because they forced, but they want it.
They want to copy their parents.
Yeah,
ultimately.
They want. And every time I have my friend, her daughter, like we're doing CrossFit together. Her daughter doing CrossFit as well. Growing up with the mother, she is strong, and they're competing with each other. It's so motivating for kids to look at their parents. I didn't have this. I don't know from where I got motivation, but I didn't have this. But for when I see every time I see parents working out really hard, their kids will be involved in the sports.
Nice.
Will be involved because they see
something like CrossFit though. What I read is that it has a very high incidence of people getting injured.
Yeah, again because of the ego and because of the
Ego? Did you say ego?
ego.
Yeah.
Like, when you want to lift, you want to do better, you want to do this. So it happened to me also, like, oh, I can do that, I can do that. And then you injure yourself. You step back, okay. But the thing is that personally, I love CrossFit. I do this. I don't coach, but I like CrossFit to do it on my own. Sometimes I did it in the classes before. In the classes, you learn a lot, but you cannot learn a lot as you learn from like one-on-one session.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are missing. Though they don't have the fundamental strength, and they don't know how to use their body. Like the body awareness is not there 100%. And then they trying to hit the same. It's very complex movement. Like because Olympic lifting is part of the CrossFit. It's very complex movement. And then they trying to do all this like cleans and jerk, and I see like they going so wrong. Then and they try still, especially men, women more cautious about, but men, they trying to lift with
and
very bad.
They want to show that they're strong.
Of course, with a so bad form, with so bad technique, but trying to hit those like kgs on the bar, then
and they end up injured.
So is it fair to say that in this sense, women are more approachable and are more willing to listen for advice, right?
No, I would say we're more because we're weaker. That's why. Because men naturally you have more testosterone, so you're stronger than us women. We need to really fight to build the strength. For men, you just need to be consistent for a while. You get muscle faster. You get
because of
fat burn
testosterone,
faster.
basically.
Yes. So you get a faster result. So that's why you're probably like, oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. Like, oh. What you lift 55 kg? I can do it easily. I was like, okay, but let's just go through the techniques first. It's easy, nothing. And then because this movement like that can, mobility wise, can injure you a lot. So that's what happened when you try to get results fast, and that's why a lot of trainers or people say the CrossFit is very dangerous because of that. But I saw some video from I think CrossFit that there's no bad training, there's bad coaching. So if and as a group class trainer, I understand from one side that you cannot give the same experience to everyone. You have 20 people in front of you. You just simply cannot physically be with everyone.
Of course.
But
the specific mentoring is important.
Yeah,
so
but I can see
a lot of value in one-on-one training.
Yes, of course. But I always recommend, not because it's like I do this business and stuff, but I always recommend, because I've been there before. Like I was not born like, oh, I can do everything. Let's go, deadlift, easy. No, I learned it as well, and I was working with a trainer before as well. So I always recommend people if they don't know. If they don't have this awareness how to move properly, functional movement, simple hinge in the hips, like when you do deadlift, when you're squatting, how to properly do squat, you need to learn this with a professional before you start your own training or your own the group class training. Group training is really good. It's fun. It's effective, but you need to understand what you're doing. You need to have awareness of your body. If you don't have, that can lead to injuries. And that will happen in any group class, not only CrossFit. Just because CrossFit is more,
it's
aggressive.
more explosive. Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing, because you always lift heavy. Like in F45, we don't lift heavy, but you can for sure, but we do a lot of functional movement in the circuits with less reps, and more reps. So that's why the injury level is not that high. But you still, on repetitive movement every day, the wrong movement can
You're going to get injured. Yeah.
I know people who get injured without doing any sport, just a daily functional movement. How they bend forwards incorrectly, how they take something from up incorrectly, especially people who work in cabin crews. They have a lot of the functioning.
I was going to say lifting a suitcase.
Yes, all this. So they are the people who need to be like stronger in their joint and their muscles. And I know a lot of them who's doing CrossFit and training as well. So it's very good. And these people are really that's what how they say, they deserve to be acknowledged, because they always sleep deprived. They're always traveling from A to B and back. So, I have one flight probably per 6 months, and I'm like already after one flight but they are flying almost every day, but still manage to go and do the workout, which is really impressive.
How important is sleep?
I think it's more important than the workout itself. So if you woke up and you didn't have proper sleep, and you woke up already tired, there's no benefit if you're going hit the gym.
So you're telling me not to go to gym today because I had a pretty bad sleep last night.
Me personally, yes, I would not recommend. You can still do some light things like mobility or some functioning, but I would not suggest you to go and lift weights.
Okay.
Because your body just simply not ready for that.
I'm not going to listen. I'm probably going to go to the gym.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Keep the habit alive.
All right, that's what 80% of people do. They never listen.
I thought you were going to say, actually, you know what? I'm going to skip. I thought you were going to skip.
No, it's just adding you become more injury prone when you do this sleep deprived.
I've actually been injured because I've exercised while I was sleep deprived. Yeah. So I understand that. But my fear is that I don't want to break the habit.
That's good.
Go do something light.
I'll do light stuff. Yeah.
Don't just go and do your, like, if you're programmed today working with say 70-80% of your 1 rep max something.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Do 60.
Yeah. No, less 50. Or even no weight. That's what I would do. I would recommend.
Okay.
Like if I also have sometimes bad days when I either have insomnia or I had like late sleep, late fall asleep, and so on, so on. I will not go to gym.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
And sleep seems to be the one out of, let's say, if there's fitness or activity and then sleep and then diet, sleep is the one that always,
it gets people.
Yeah.
And people sacrifice sleep more than anything,
exactly.
Right? Because
and they say there's no chance I can get more than 6 hours. Sometimes the reason is that, my body just get used to that. Not my body cannot sleep more than 6 hours. Your body can't sleep.
That's kind of bullshit though.
You just build this habit for your body, and your body cannot, these people who like wake up without alarm.
Without an alarm,
Yeah, it's you stress your body that much that your body cooperate now with you with this certain, but it's really hard to go back to like healthy life of 7-8 hours sleep because it's really bad. And these people probably eat late or drink coffee late, so they adding more on that on the top of their problem as well.
So the bad habits kind of compound just from lack of sleep.
Because you can also having simple insomnia from late dinner. Let's say if you
100%.
at 10 p.m. and then you won't be able to properly sleep because there's all of stages.
What's the minimum amount of sleep you'd recommend for someone to actually have? Would
7-8 hours.
You think 7 is the minimum?
7 minimum, yeah.
But if I had like 6 hours of sleep and I feel like I'm energetic, I could go exercise. Would you advise against it? Is 6 hours too little? Just on a random day, not continuously.
No,
6 hours every day.
I'm just telling, don't go and hit your PRs on that days.
Okay.
Because you're getting, again,
PR is personal records.
Personal records, yeah, or PB, personal best.
Okay.
Like when you want to go and test your power,
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You're just not ready for that physically and probably mentally, because this is all related to each other. When you have a sleep, there are stages where you rest physically, recover, when you recover mentally and
I think
neurologically.
The difficulty also about sleep is that you never really know the quality of sleep that you're getting.
Yeah.
Because you might have 7 hours, but it's not the quality that you need.
That also makes a difference.
One to assess.
That also makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But most of the people, they don't see result because they missing most of the time missing the sleeping key, because it's like 3 keys, right? Sleeping, exercising, nutrition. You need to be one package.
To put them together.
Yeah.
100%.
When you're missing one of it, okay, the movement, even if you're not into fitness, going to the gym, but you're moving daily, right? You have any say labor job or anything that's related into the not sedentary, not just working, active. You can still lose weight if you control your sleep and your diet. You can still be healthy. You can still build muscle, kind of.
Were you telling us about that example of the person that lost weight by improving their sleep?
Yeah, I was listening also to one professional that saying that they put a woman, there was a woman, she, I think she's from US, she lost like 15 pounds from just fixing her sleep. Just fixing the sleep. That's it. Especially for us, for women, it's a big factor. If women sleep deprived for a long time, for men, by the way, also, I listened to one professional saying that, I don't remember exactly, but you can lose the testosterone, like
From lack of sleep.
For, let's say, continuous, I think 5 or 7 days with lack of sleep for 5-7 days, you can lose like 5 years of testosterone.
I think also I heard that lack of sleep causes an increase in cortisol.
Cortisol, exactly.
Which is the stress hormone,
yes.
and causes you to put on fat, basically. Your body starts responding by storing fat.
Exactly. That's what happens when you are sleep deprived, and then that's what happens when you are in a very, very, very low calorie deficit.
Deficit,
deficit is okay, but
like a really huge deficit,
1,000 calories, 1,200, and even 1,500. I know that
1,500 deficit. You're eating like 600 a day. That means, or less, maybe.
No. I'm talking about the total amount. The calories,
the
like 1,000, 1,200, even 1,500 for adult person, man or woman. It's not sometimes enough, especially for men. Woman, maybe I will question. Depends on the weight.
Yeah.
But men, no way. And the proteins, the big loss for all people, even man, woman. It's just like, I don't like to eat too much chicken. I don't like to eat too much beef. I don't like to eat too much fish. I was like,
So what's the best way for someone whose goal is to lose a specific amount of weight?
First of all, throw away your scales.
Okay, interesting.
Because people just get obsessed with it. They just measure themselves every day. But the numbers on the scale doesn't show actually the progress. The progress is what you're building the muscle and losing the fat. But sometimes...
So what you see in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly. Or you see clothes, or you take measurement, or you do kind of body fat analysis, or something like that. But not the number on the scale. It can be... like for women especially, they be like, oh no, I have to be like 60. I'm 65. I have to be 60 kg.
Yeah, there's standards.
This is mandatory. I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Because I want to be slimmer. I want to fit in my old clothes. I was like, and who will benefit from it? You want people look at you in this way, like, oh, she's slim, or you want to feel yourself healthy. It's like, no, I want to feel myself healthy. I was like, so you will not feel yourself healthy in 60 kg. You will feel yourself healthy in 65. But with different body composition.
Yeah, a bit of recomping.
Yeah, that's it. And this is the only way you can make a transition from the fat mass into the muscle mass. Yeah. So,
but people who want to see that results really fast, like you said, people want results really quickly. They start making dramatic changes, which include starting to eat like something like 1,200 calories a day.
Yeah, but I guarantee
how's that bad for them?
It's gonna last for the exact period that they eat this amount, because first of all, they will for sure feel themselves not good daily life. I mean, like they sleepy, or even if they had the good night's sleep, there will be no energetic, low energy, because they're not having enough nutrition that come into your body. You have you have macronutrition and you have micronutrition, which is vitamins, minerals, and macro is the carbs, fat, and protein. That this should be a certain amount that your body required. There's a specific measurement for that. Dietitians or professionals, they can give you the amount which your body needs based on your weight and age and everything. Yeah. So, and gender for sure. So this is what amount you need. Imagine you cut half, so you're not taking the amount of the micronutrients that you need and macronutrients, especially amino acid from the protein. Carbs for sure. No one, everyone needs enough carbs, because what you need in the plate, you always put like that rice and
this much chicken.
That much chicken, exactly. Maybe 3 big plates of rice, I don't know, and then take biryani.
Yeah.
It's like just a big meal of rice. So you never cut the carbs in your life, never. But if you eat enough protein, you will never overeat the carbs because you will be balanced. And healthy fat, you need fat, especially women, they need fat. When you see like women really cut, and I don't want to say most of the time, but it can result in a hormone imbalance when they like, very lean six-pack, because women building fat around the stomach area for a reason. Stay there for a reason. I'm not talking about like overweight or fat, but it should be. It's fine to have fat there. It's absolutely fine. For men, for sure, it's different. But again, if I see super lean man and performance is just zero, or I see normal looking man, but I can do all the bodyweight exercise with no problem, know how to use their body mobility, body awareness, run, jump, everything, like all the joint mobile, healthy. That's the picture.
It's the
for
variety
me.
angle. And I wanted to ask about this, and not to bring up F45 too much, even though I'm a big fan, but how much is variety of exercise important for people? Because there's a lot of examples like F45 that they sell that idea of there's circuits, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a change in the type of exercise you do because people get bored, right?
Yeah.
So how important is that? And
it depends on your goal, like I would say, because there are some people who have been doing it for 3 years. Okay. I don't know more than 3 years, but I know some people, they do 3 years and they're pretty happy because it just keep them active, and it's fast and it's group, it's, fun and everything. But there are also some people who kind of, not to reach plateau, but they kind of go to this stage where, okay, I need more. I want something more. I want having my goal something. Let's say I want to, for men, bench press, let's say 100 kg or something. You can't reach through the 45. It's just the truth. It's just truth. I'm not trying to put them down or anything. It's just a simple truth.
It's a different perspective.
And
so it depends on the goal of the person.
In the goal. So some people, they get more competitive between themselves or maybe with friends or whatever. So they be like, oh, okay, I wanna reach something. I wanna get bench press, squat, whatever it is, or I wanna get some more muscular as a man, right? So to build more muscle, you need to work with certain percentage of the power that you have, and building. Even me, like I'm working with percentage to hit higher PR.
Yeah.
Right. So this is my goal. So I can't do, but I do functional training as well. I do a lot of like accessory. This is kind of for me accessory work that I do, but my main is focusing on the percentage work to increase my PR. So for these people, if they want to increase their PR, then they need to have a different approach to their training, and which is absolutely normal. That's it.
Yeah. So you mix between the two.
Yeah. But people, they in general, they like why they like group classes. Again, it's fun, it's effective.
Social element as well.
And you always, even if F45, you can see always different exercises, but they kind of targeting the same muscle group, the same, or if it's complex exercise, a complex joint move. So it's just what's your goal?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm different in a sense where I don't like group exercises at all.
Oh, you don't?
I hate them.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know. I just don't like I don't like the aspect of having someone generally telling everyone what to do and then people doing it. I just feel weird. It doesn't work for me. I like working out alone. Even personal trainers, like I don't enjoy having a personal trainer.
Yeah, it's everyone's different. But then the main factor here is that you know what you're doing. You know that you're doing it safely.
Yeah.
You're not damaging your body. That's the thing. I see a lot of people working out on their own, and they're doing pretty good,
I'm also not someone who wants to really always smash my personal best. Like
That's
I'm like, I want to
good.
go, I want to exercise, and I want to be healthy, and I want to maintain my health. And that is my goal.
That's what people usually come at F45. They want to maintain their goal.
Exactly.
Or if they have any, let's say, issue with the overweight, they think that they need to lose their weight or gain some muscle or do some like performance based, let's say push-up, pull-ups, whatever it is. We have a lot of people like that. Then it's really helpful for them to do this kind of training, because functional training always helps to improve your body in terms of the strength. And I'm not a fan of machines, to be honest, in the gym. Like if I go to the gym, you'll see me in the functional area rather than machines, because I believe I tried machines. I tried 1 year. I was working on it, like a bodybuilding kind of style, and I didn't reach the result that I wanted. So went
by
back.
Machines, you mean the ones that have the actual pulleys, right?
Yeah. Like
free weights are fine. Free weights are good. Dumbbells, barbells.
I'm a fan of free weights. So I only work with the free weights. All the push-pull exercises I do with the free weights.
Okay.
But I'm not against the machine. It's just like I feel that I can gain power more from functional.
I think it makes sense. I was reading something about when you're using free weights, you're using more muscles because there's also an aspect of balancing the free weights that you don't really use with machines.
Yeah.
Machines are much more targeted. But on the other side, people who have injuries, it's better for them to use machines because you're targeting muscles and you're less likely to aggravate specific injuries.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
But for like usually I would use the machine, like let's say squat rack. Yeah, there is a machine called Smith machine. So it's like it's going down and up. You cannot take it out. It's just like you stay.
Fixed.
It's fixed. So and there's a rack where you take the weight and you like squat with the weight, let's say.
And you have to balance it.
Yes.
With the Smith machine, you don't need to worry about balance.
Exactly. So if someone completely new to the gym, and if they say like they're really keen to learn how to squat properly, like they want really, sparkle in the eyes, I want to do this. All right, I'll take them to the machine and we'll start slowly by building this body awareness, how to squat with the bar properly, because a lot of people squat with the bar. Not really
I injured my knee squatting. Yeah, I didn't know how to squat. That was a while ago.
Yeah. So, same.
Yeah. It's very easy to get injured with squats.
Very, very easy. So but I know a lot of people, they also would love to, because they see the people squatting with, when I see someone squatting with a heavy bar, I'm like, whoa, that's impressive.
Yeah, me too. I think most people, when you see like a big bar and someone squatting.
Yeah, for me, it's like big impressive. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to be there one day, inshallah. But for people, when they see this as well, in the gym or without, I was like, one lady asked me, do you think I can squat this weight? I was like, for sure you can. It just need time.
Yeah, you'll get there, but take it easy. And
how do you tell people, how do you give people the patience? Tell people to, be patient.
I tell my stories. All my people, all my clients, they know my story, and especially like I have a couple of women I train the older age, they got over 60, and they're like very insecure about their fitness level, and like, no, I can't I won't be able to do this, I won't be able to do this. I was like, there was when I was much younger, I couldn't even breathe to walk. So don't tell me you cannot do this. Like, you had this, and then I had this, like, you had all this. I was like, yes, I had all this. And you can see where I am now. It's all because of the work, the hard work that I put into.
It pays off.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any sort of patterns between different, cultures? One culture tends to think in one certain way, like Arabic versus, Asian versus European. Have you noticed anything like there? That people
in terms of mindset, you mean?
Yeah, like mindset or like certain like cultural bias, right? That because like we're Arabs, maybe we don't notice it, but an European would notice. Yeah,
I wouldn't say like the very, very much difference. It's just in general, for ladies, it's like, hate this statement, but I don't want to be bulky. This is kind of thing that I heard a lot. I hear a lot until now, and it's like something that you explain a million times, and you think already people on the social media, in the YouTube, explained everywhere, but still they have this mindset.
So there's a certain tendency that if I exercise, I'm going to bulk up.
Yeah, of course. Well,
that's not true though.
Of course not. Of course not. Okay. No matter how much.
For men or women, right? That sometimes isn't it just a pure biological thing? That the people that really bulk up, you have to have like a genetic.
You have to have that genetic, yes.
Right?
Genetic plays a big role.
Yeah, like even if I did that, I will never bulk up.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so you still can, if you put long hours and big effort and work
grow.
with the percentage, with the progressive overload, with your weight, you can get a good result. You can get muscular. You will see the different pictures. I mean, when you look at yourself, but it's all in this frame of your what's your body, genetics. For women, it's different. Genetics, yes, but we don't have this amount of testosterone in our body to bulk up like that. And even if you lift heavy, if you see, like, there are definitions, the muscles and stuff, it doesn't look ugly. I think from me, from my perspective. So if you see, there are some ladies who are really, really big, and but we will not touch the subject because again, there's a lot of different factors that can lead them to their look and
You mean
specific training.
Steroid use?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's a lot, and I don't want to accuse everyone, but
even
it's
with men, I feel like, when I
with
walk
men,
in the
it's
gym,
a lot. It's like almost daily.
almost 80% of, I feel like, the men in my gym use steroids.
Oh, really?
Would you say that's like an accurate assessment? 80% of the really big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've seen a lot, at least in Dubai. And,
Yeah. Pff, everywhere.
Yeah, I've had the trainer ask me if I want some.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been coming here a while. Do you need some help with I can get? I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, testosterone in general, because you can get a prescription from doctor if you have any issue with it as a man. If you have low, you can get injected. You can boost it, right?
But with small doses, right? It's testosterone, I think, replacement therapy, it's called.
Yeah.
They give you small doses of testosterone. It's medically prescribed to you.
Exactly.
But then what the people do is they tend to abuse it. So instead of 100 milligrams, they do 1,000 or something like that.
And it's like addiction, kind of like a drug. So you get injected with steroids, and then you will see, because you can see results fast, for sure, if you work out. If you just inject and sit at home, you will not see anything. But you need to work out, and then your performance can be increased like really, really, really fast in probably like 3 months or even less. You can see big jump,
dramatic changes.
A big jump in your lifts, and then people be like, "Oh, I want more. I want more." But this people don't do this.
And
it's
that's
very
not
dangerous.
our key summary of this discussion.
This is very dangerous.
This is how you get. But do
dangerous.
you post anything on social media? Like, where can people find you? Do you share any lessons or post clips of people and the people you work with on your profile?
You mean the stories of people, or my story,
or just like general like exercises?
No,
like,
I do. I have
okay.
Instagram. Yes, I post on Instagram.
So you're active and you share sort of. Okay,
and I share my story as well, like what I've
What's
been
your
through.
Instagram account?
Daria.dxb.
Daria.dxb. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we will include it in the captions.
I do. I also like to have a fun account, so I just share fitness and jokes,
what about, like,
and
quotes
laughs and everything.
Do you have any quotes that you share with people? Anything of?
I know the quotes is something that motivate, but in this life, motivation is something that work probably 10% out of 100.
It's about discipline, right?
It's about discipline, consistency.
Ties back to our discipline episode.
When you see all this like motivation Monday, motivation Tuesday, whatever, motivation, like all this hashtags.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Motivation doesn't work
helps.
all the time. It helps.
It does help, but you cannot rely on it entirely.
No.
I think
most of the time I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to do anything today.
Yeah.
I don't
think that reading that quote is going to like change 90% of the people.
No.
I don't think it'll change anyone.
Yeah.
What I think is maybe that quote might inspire someone to start something, but the only way that they'll keep doing it is with discipline.
Yeah. But you know what motivates me? To see people who share their struggle in life, even with the health, with the big, when I see someone posting about let's say they had cancer and they rehabilitate from it, and they train and they lift weights and everything, I'll be like, wow, this is so good. Or I see
inspiring.
It's so inspiring. Or people who lost their limbs, legs, arms,
Yeah.
but still like being on wheelchair and still working out. That's like, I mean, we have everything for that. We have legs, we have
Yeah.
thank God, everything, and we don't do. And people disabled but still fighting for their life. This is so motivating and inspiring, because like if they can do this, if they have this mindset, how you can
me?
what's stopping you?
me? Yeah.
Like just
So be grateful, right?
just finding excuse like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, like my children, my husband, my I don't know what. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like that. So this quotes. Well, for me, it's not like I don't want to post it because I don't. It's not like I don't believe. It would be kind of fake from me. I like to post something that I truly believe in and share my story. If it helps someone to overcome their, I don't know, health issues or anything, I'll be really happy about that.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
And you did, and you shared your story today.
Yeah.
And we
I'm
appreciate it.
Shall we wrap up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Daria,
Thank you
for
having
joining
me.
us. It's been a great conversation.
Yeah, it really has. Yeah, we appreciate you sharing the story and sort of lessons around
Always
working with
happy.
people. And it's like it's a continuous process, right? It's something that we're always improving on, and we want to just maintain, the habit of taking care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Thanks.
Yes,
All right.
guys.